Kids, get your popcorn out. Let me tell you the story of Spencer and his attempt at trying to film his Thor Love and Thunder review at 12:30 at night, where he was doing his best to sound loud but also not scream. This clip right here is of earlier in the day when he tried to film but didn't get to film for 12 more hours. So I hope you enjoyed the video and Spencer's sad depression, because he was no ordinary man. He was a stupid one for trying this. It's technically the next day by about 15 minutes. Actually, literally 15 minutes. But I'm doing my review because I forgot, and I'm going to do it right now. So here's my spoiler review for Thor Love and Thunder, because frankly, I don't trust myself not to spoil it, because I talk a lot. But yeah. I know, because I've seen it twice now. I saw it once with my friends, I saw it once with my family, but I enjoyed it. Most audiences will really enjoy it, because I'm pretty sure it has like an 85 on audience score on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Meanwhile, it has like a 60, 70 on, actually I think it has like a 72 on like critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which doesn't surprise me. It does get super silly at times. It doesn't have that balance of silly and dramaticness that Ragnarok does, which I don't mind personally, and audiences won't mind because they just want a good time. You know, us critics over here are just like, nah, it's too silly, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. I love Taika Waititi. I love everything he does. I love Jojo Rabbit. I love the first Thor. I love Ragnarok. I mean, I love just everything Taika Waititi does. He's a great director. He's just a funny guy. And the only thing I don't think I have seen of his is, I think, Hunt for the Wilder People and What We Do in the Shadows. But I will watch Hunt for the Wilder People, What We Do in the Shadows, maybe. But yeah, and now I really understand why Chris Hemsworth did not enjoy playing Thor until Ragnarok. Because frankly, him and Taika are like a magic duo. Like, if you don't know, Chris Hemsworth didn't enjoy playing Thor before Ragnarok. He was bored of it. Then Ragnarok reinvigorated his spirit just because of Taika Waititi. And so, yeah, it's just great. Them two together as a duo is great. Chris Hemsworth really gives his all for this movie, and as he did for Ragnarok, but you know, he does most of the time in the MCU now. So I'm very happy with his performance in this. On him and Jane, I didn't really like Jane too much before then. This movie made me like her. I wasn't crying by the end of it, because I don't really cry much in movies anymore, unless if it's a Pixar movie, in which case, yeah, I'm bawling. But yeah, I didn't really cry. I didn't cry much at the end of it, but it was a very good ending for her story. Just her ending up in Valhalla in the post-credit scene with Idris Elba, you know, Heimdall, just chilling, even though, frankly, I thought she was going to be a Valkyrie by the end of this, but maybe in Thor 5, if that gets made. But yeah, her whole storyline, I do feel like it could have been a little bit more serious at times, since they were just like, yeah, I have cancer, but let's forget about it, man. Let's have some fun. Let's try to take out a bad guy. I'm just like, you're dying, lady. You need to worry about it. So yeah, I do wish it was a little more balanced there. Valkyrie, something about her, man. She's still like the same character, but I do feel like, because when they were like at like Comic-Con, like 2-3 years ago, when they first announced Thor 4, they were all about how she was going to have like her own storyline where she was going to be looking for like a queen, because, you know, she's the kingdom master and she needs a queen, and she was supposed to be looking for the romance. She doesn't get any of that in this movie. I do feel like she has a whole storyline that got completely cut out of the movie, somewhere in the writing phase or just in editing. Probably the writing phase. But yeah, those are just my overall thoughts on Valkyrie. And I forgot to show that I have the freaking goat boat over here. So yeah, I'm gonna put this real quick. I forgot to show this off earlier, but I have the goat boat. And I should have pulled out Thor and Jane when I talked about them, but screw it. Next up is Korg, which, he's Taika Waititi. I love him. You know, he was a great character in the movie. I honestly thought he was dead for a second when he got killed. I'm just like, nah, he's Taika Waititi. Taika wouldn't kill himself. Unless if he's Hitler, of course, in which case, heck yeah, kill yourself. But, yeah, he was still funny, even though, frankly, the line about how, he how his species, has children, how it's just they're only males, when really he talked about his mum in Ragnarok, so it's just like, huh? But I also did think it was funny how, like, the Cronin, the rock god of his people was sitting on a throne of scissors. Did rock beat scissors? No, scissors, I don't remember. I think it's a rock, paper, scissors show. And how, I don't know if this is a confirmed reference or not, but at the end of the movie, he meets a dude named Dwayne. Which, do you get it? Dwayne the Rock. And it sounds really cringe when I say it, but it was funny. It was funny. Overall review on Christian Bale as the bad guy of the film Gore the God Butcher. I very much felt like parts, I do wish he was a little bit more of living up to that title of the God Butcher. He kills one god at the beginning of this movie. And frankly, I was expecting him to go into that golden city with all the gods and literally butcher them all. I was fully expecting that. In fact, I was betting on it. I was just like, Mom, don't get too attached to Zeus. Gore's going to come in there and he is going to butcher every single one of them. They're all going to die. He didn't do any of that. He kills one god at the beginning of the movie, and that made me really sad. Because frankly, I do feel like they could have done with like a montage maybe of him just going around killing gods, but we didn't get any of that. Christian Bale's overall performance was pretty good, because he's Christian Bale. Well, Christian Pale, I guess, because he's... you get it. Point. Anyway, Christian Bale was very good in the role. I do wish he didn't die, because frankly, I'm tired of them killing all the villains in Marvel, but it's okay, I guess. I did like how I do like the end of the movie, how his daughter ends up basically becoming Thor's adopted daughter, and which, fun fact, the young girl who plays Gore's daughter in the movie is actually Chris Hemsworth's real-life daughter, India Rose Hemsworth, which is super cool. Even more, actually the entire Hemsworth family is in the movie. His one of his sons is playing young Thor in the running scene, of young Thor, comic book Thor, then early MCU Thor. And his real-life wife is the wolf woman in the opening montage when he's making out with random people. So, yeah, the whole Hemsworth family in the MCU, everyone. Another thing we get to talk about is Tooth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher. I don't remember which one's which, but those goats, whenever they came on stream, was hilarious. I was laughing every time, especially when they drove into the Shadow Realm planet, and it looks closer than it looks farther than it appears to be, and they run right into it, and then the goats are just screaming. Every time those goats came on screen, I was laughing so hard. But yeah, I just thought those goats were amazing, and I'm happy they didn't die. But then again, in the comments, they literally can't be killed. I'm pretty sure that, they're actually more powerful than freaking Mjolnir. But, overall, other than that, what else do I need to talk about? Lady Sif. I understand now why she wasn't in any of the marketing, because frankly, she's barely in the movie. And frankly, I did like how in her, one scene where she's laying on the battlefield, she's just like, let me die. And he's just like, you won't go to Valhalla, right? You have to die in battle to go to Valhalla. And she's just like, crap, frick. He's just like, maybe your arm is in Valhalla. And I do like how she is wearing, her comic book, tiara thing. But I don't like how she's now missing an arm, because it's just like, Lady Sif didn't have that in the comics, but okay, I guess so. And yeah, now she's just one-armed and just hanging around New Asgard training a Heimdall's son, which I guess he just has a son now. We didn't know that before, but guess he does. But it's okay, because he was kind of a funny kid, and I do like how he named himself Axel after Guns N' Roses. First, you just have the score by Michael Giacchino, which doesn't really, it's not one of the best scores, which then, as John Williams said, a score doesn't need to be recognizable, just as long as it, helps, make the mood of a scene better, which is understandable. But he does a good job, and frankly, the amount of Guns N' Roses in this movie is beautiful. There's all the favorite songs, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine plays at least twice, November Rain, Paradise City, everything is just Guns N' Roses. It's great. I love it. Even more, I love it when actual movies use songs in their trailers, and the song actually appears in the movie. I hate it when they don't do that. It just makes me sad. Because I downloaded that song and it's not even in the movie. I'm looking at you, Guardians 1 and 2, and Moon Knight, and probably many, many, many other things that used a song in the trailer that wasn't in the movie. What else to talk about? Yes, costume design. I liked everyone's look. I did like Valkyrie's. Hers was pretty sick. Korg's was very nice. James Foster's was pretty comic accurate all the way through, which is very cool. Gore's, if you don't know, the gore isn't a complete replica of comic book gore. Comic book gore wears like a full black outfit. He has like tentacles coming out of his head, and like he looks more like Voldemort, which is exactly the reason why they changed his design, because they didn't want him looking like Voldemort, which I understand, because frankly, he doesn't have a nose, he just has slits, which I'm just like, yep, he'd look like exactly like Voldemort. Well, now I think about it, they could have at least made it more black in the movie, but, whatever. And also, if you don't know, in the comics, the Necro Sword, which he uses, is actually made of a symbiote, like, Venom, which they don't mention in the movie, because Sony. But since they never said it wasn't a symbiote, I'm going to continue on believing it's a symbiote. So yeah, in Thor, most of all, his costumes, there's the first one he wears where he's, he's Ravager Thor, and he's going around that fight scene, doing a freaking, split, stopping the two space motorbikes, which was hilarious. That suit is awesome, and I need it in Marvel's Avengers, like, next week. Or something. I'm looking at you, Crystal Dynamics. But then there's the fur suit, like the black and gold one he wears when he sees Sith and when he first gets to New Asgard, which is, it's decent. Then there's the standard blue, then there's the full blue and gold one, which has the helmet and the armbands, which I am so tired of this Thor movies. Let him wear the helmet for more than 5 minutes. It's not even 5 minutes in this movie, it's 30 seconds. Because frankly, he suits up just because he wants to one-up Jane because she has the full look. And then he takes it off and never wears it again. He keeps the armbands for the rest of the scene, the fight scene. Then he gets rid of those, and you never see any of the helmet or that for the rest of the movie. I'm just like, just let him wear the goddamn helmet for one fight scene. Ugh. At least Captain America has started wearing helmets during his fight scenes. Why can't Thor do it too? But, I do like the overall blue and gold look, and the one he wears for the rest of the movie, this one, which has the no armbands and no helmet, is pretty decent. It's a decent look, which, like I said, I love him to wear the helmet for at least one freaking fight scene. But, and then at the end of the movie, he does get one more costume, but you only see it for one shot. It's the shot of, him running out with, Gore's daughter. And, they're just like, we're known as Love and Thunder. And, it's the same suit he wears for the whole movie, the blue and gold one, except it's black and gold, which I do like better. And is still super cool looking. Which I do say, I do like how the movie ends with, him raising Gore's daughter and how they're basically living on, like, a space caravan. In a space like RV, like freaking Spaceballs. And, I don't like how she graffitied Mjolnir, since I'm just happy he has that back. And that better disappear by the next movie. I'm sorry, I just can't stand it. And now it opens up for Stormbreaker to go to Beta Ray Bill. I just realized I forgot to talk about Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe was hilarious. I didn't understand his accent sometimes because it sounded Italian, but he was hilarious as Zeus, which apparently he was there actually originally supposed to play Satan. There's actually concept art of that somewhere. You think they kill him off, which would have been really sad because he's freaking Zeus. But no, it turns out in the post-credit scene he's back, and he's, I think he might be the villain of the 5th one if they make it. And Hercules, who you do see, who is played by Brett Goldstein, freaking Roy Kent from Ted Lasso. Let's freaking go! Which I do think Hercules will be in the next one. He'll probably fight Thor, but, he'll change sides sometime, and then they'll fight Zeus together. But yeah, I'm just really excited. It's freaking Roy Kent and I would quote him right now, but all of his, you know, quotes have bad language words, so nope, I'm not quoting crap from Roy. But, yeah, and I never even talked about some of the jokes in this movie. The joke of, the love triangle between Thor, Mjolnir, and Stormbreaker, that joke is hilarious. I was laughing every single time Stormbreaker was just watching in the background like a jealous girlfriend. And frankly, I do like Mjolnir better. That's just because in Marvel's Avengers, I can't wear a single Thor skin that comes after Ragnarok because it looks so weird because he's holding Mjolnir. And I'm just like, he didn't even have Mjolnir. He has Stormbreaker. But yeah, my prediction for Thor 5 now, Zeus will be the main villain. Hercules, he'll fight him. He'll fight Thor at least once, but he'll change sides by the end of it. Jane could come back as like a Valkyrie, which is better anyway. Thor is the dude's name. It's not a mantle. Learn that. But Beta Ray Bill, I do hope is in it because frankly, I want them to do Beta Ray Bill eventually. And now that Thor has Mjolnir back, you can just give Stormbreaker to him. Although I do have to admit, I do like Taika Waititi's idea of it just being like a road trip story, but I mean, it should be like a road trip story in space. I mean, I'd watch that. He's basically living in a space RV. But, yeah, that's just my overall review of Thor Love and Thunder. I gave it an 8 out of 10, and I do recommend you do go see this in theaters and get it on DVD and Blu-ray, which, holy crap. I have nearly the entire MCU on Blu-ray. I'm only missing Eternals and Doctor Strange, too. Frick. Know what I'm doing tomorrow. Anyway, since it's currently 12:30 in the morning, I am not going to edit this. I'll edit this tomorrow, hopefully, if I don't get distracted. And this will be out for y'all tomorrow, or now if you're watching it, so good for you. In the meantime, I'm either going to go to bed right now or I'm going to somehow stay up and watch Ms. Marvel because the finale comes out in about 3 hours. So I'm either about to, watch Ratatouille because it's the only movie that makes me like food, or I'm about to rewatch Ms. Marvel. Little quick stop by me in the editing process of editing. This is the following day after filming the end of it. But I did not watch Ratatouille, sadly. I'll watch it, not tonight, maybe tomorrow. And I started my rewatch of Ms. Marvel, but I got an episode and a half in. I'm just like, I'm not going to finish this in time. And I'm too tired to stay up. So I went to bed and I watched it this morning instead. And it was super good. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I don't know. Maybe. See how much time I have on my hands and if I'm bored or not. But yeah, we'll see. Now I'll just let you go and watch the rest of the video. I'm probably going to rewatch Ms. Marvel. So, goodbye everyone. I hope you enjoyed my review of Thor Love and Thunder. I can't wait to make more reviews. I don't know if I'm going to see anything else this summer. I might go see Minions, and I know for a fact I'm going to go see Bullet Train at the end, and at the beginning of August. So that's about it until school starts, which is depressing because I don't want to go to high school. But yeah. I hope you all enjoyed my reviews, and I will see you all next time.